Hey guys, Mr. Jalapeno here with another episode of Jalapeno Drywall. And on today's project, I'm going to show you how I repaired this drywall tape bubbling on the corner. This is how the corner looked before I started to address it. This usually happens when there's not enough joint compound behind the tape, so it doesn't allow it to stick to the drywall. So first thing I did was I prepped the area with some blue tape and plastic, that way I don't make a mess and I don't have to do a lot of cleanup at the end. I'm going to use this Purdy 10-in-1, that way I can remove a little bit of the tape and see what's going on behind there. This is the only area that was bubbling, so I just want to make sure I get my utility blade and I cut the drywall tape, that way I don't remove all the tape on the corner. Then I'm just going to go ahead and open it up a little bit. As you can see, there is no joint compound, and like I said earlier, that's why it didn't adhere to the drywall. I'm going to be reusing the tape, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a little bit of hot mud behind the tape, that way it adheres correctly. I like using this easy sand just because it makes the job go a little bit quicker. All I had to do was just add a little bit of water, and I made it to like a sour cream consistency. I applied it to the wall, and then I pushed the tape onto the hot mud. By doing this, you're going to keep it from bubbling up again. I waited about 5 minutes, and then I applied a second coat over the tape, that way it's going to be nice and smooth before I start texturing. Just make sure you do thin coats, that way it's not bumpy and that corner is going to look nice. After about 10 minutes, I wiped the edge to blend it in a little bit better. And since this is a small repair, I'm going to be using this texture pump to apply the texture. And for the texture, I'm going to be using these Easy Pro texture bags. They have the best texture in the industry in my opinion. That way you don't have to mix anything and you avoid the mess. If you want to check them out, they're a really good company. And no, this is not a sponsored video. But anyways, once I pumped the texture onto the wall, I waited about 5 to 10 minutes before I knocked it down. You could use your drywall knife for this, but that little texture pump I use comes with this little knockdown tool. And if you want to get that texture pump or any of the tools that I'm using, just go to my Amazon storefront. They are affiliate links, so I do benefit monetarily if you're kind enough to use them. It's a good way to help support the channel and no extra cost to you. And I'm also going to be addressing this crack here on the corner of the baseboards. I like using that extreme stretch caulk because if there's any movement, it'll expand a little bit with it. And once the texture dries, I'm going to sand it down a little bit, wipe off the overspray with the wet rag, and also caulk the corner, that way it looks nice and smooth. Always have a wet rag handy, that way you don't make a mess. Now it's time to prime and paint. If you got any value from this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. What do you think? Would you have done something different? Let me know in the comments. And that's pretty much it. Jalapeno Solutions. Boom!